Welcome to Busy Vibes. Please subscribe to this channel, like and share this video to all your social media platforms.
Ned Nwoko made his wealth by stealing lands. It has been revealed that Ned Nwoko grabbed community lands and cheated poor farmers to amass his wealth. A US-based Nigerian journalist has issued a warning to Regina to run away from her marriage with Nigerian billionaire and politician Ned Nwoko because he has a lot of skeletons in his closet. Many refer to Ned Nwoko as Prince Ned Nwoko, as he outrightly claims, but he is not a prince.
In 1983, when he finished his training teachers education in Kadolo College, he was still young and vibrant and all that. He needed further education. He came to my house at number 32 Awoyoko Street to come and seek for help. This young man really wasn't educated. He didn't have opportunity. Poverty did not allow him to go to university. But he saw potentials in Ned, so he sent him abroad in 1983. His father couldn't send him. His mother couldn't send him. His mother is a princess of the Nwokos. His mother, Ned's mother, Honorable Ned Nwoko's mother, is a princess from the royal family. So we are related. So he went to London and came back and became a billionaire.
He's a lawyer, isn't he?
He's a lawyer. No, he's a law graduate. He cannot practice law here.
Oh, he did not go to law school.
He did not go to law school.
Okay.
But I think overseas he was a lawyer. But his kind of law really is, even while he was practicing, the history of his practice of law is there for you to investigate. Here, he's doing the same thing, but in a different way, just abusing the court process, using lawyers and all kinds of things like lying and all that.
A Premium Times investigation into the allegations against Ned Nwoko has now revealed that Mr. Nwoko did not only bully individual landowners in order to take over their properties, he also hoodwinked the community before acquiring his land. The billionaire Ned Nwoko grabbed massive pieces of land collectively and has relentlessly used security personnel to intimidate inhabitants of the community who dared to challenge him. It was revealed that Ned Nwoko used strong arm tactics to grab land in the community. Those who have challenged and confronted him have been arrested and put behind locks for over 2 years. A 90-year-old woman who inherited 4 acres of farmland from her husband, but the land, which was her only means of sustenance, was grabbed by Ned Nwoko. She said she watched with terror as a bulldozer guarded by heavily armed policemen uprooted and cleared palm trees, rubber trees, and other cash and food crops on her land, and she fled for her life after the policemen started shooting periodically to disperse an angry crowd from the village. Many have also suffered similar fate in the hand of Ned Nwoko and demanded justice because they have been cheated.
For the past 5 years, we've had almost an untractable problem in our community where someone is using too much might, exploit, intimidate, incarcerate people, all because he wants some properties. So we've been under a lot of threat, we've been under a lot of intimidation. That people like us are not locked up is by God's grace. As at 2 days ago on the 6th, some of our men, innocent men, are in Kuje prison, 1 year anniversary for terrorism and murder they don't know nothing about. In Agua prison, 2 of our men since 2017 are in Agua prison, June, for terrorism and murder.
Findings revealed that Ned Nwoko acquisition of the community lands began in 2000. While he was serving in the House of Representatives, Mr. Nwoko requested 33 hectares of the community land for a dairy farm and factory. He convinced the community that the dairy farm would provide jobs for the youth and ultimately improve the economy of the community. Some members of the community thought that Mr. Nwoko's proposed dairy farm was dead on arrival. They argued that the environment of the town was not conducive for rearing cattle. Mr. Nwoko's request was however granted and the land allotted to him. But instead of setting the dairy farm, the former lawmaker built a lodge on the land and a tourist site he called Mount Ned. Mount Ned has a 9-hole golf course within its premises. Behind the green area of the golf course is a lodge where the former lawmaker stays and receives guests when in the village. Also on the property are a commercial-sized fish pond, one commercial-sized poultry farm for birds, and a zoo with 2 ostriches, 1 monkey, a donkey, a few lambs, and 2 Arabian hens, but there was no dairy farm. According to the tradition, any community land awarded but not used for the purpose for which it was awarded will be withdrawn after 3 years. It was through the process that Mr. Nwoko secured the original 33 hectares, which he claimed was meant to set up a dairy farm. Despite not utilizing the 33 hectares for the purpose for which it was awarded, Mr. Nwoko soon became thirsty for more land. On March 16, 2015, through his complaint, he requested for another 90 hectares of land for an international standard golf course from the now late traditional ruler of the community. An international standard golf course has at least 18 holes and can occupy up to 60 hectares of land. The ex-lawmaker was not done. A week later, he sent out another letter requesting a 2 miles by 2 miles land for the construction of Tars University. Some members of the community, led by his kin from the royal family, kicked against these fresh demands. They argued that Mr. Nwoko did not use the original 33 hectares he was allotted for what he requested it for. They argued that he should first exhaust the land before requesting additional land. However, Mr. Nwoko argued that he has a rightful claim to the land. He claimed he secured the approval of the additional 90 hectares from the late monarch. However, even before any committee started deliberating on Mr. Nwoko's new request, the former lawmaker had begun to destroy people's farmland. Apart from the testimonials of the community members, Mr. Ned Nwoko was indicted for destroying farmlands in a report issued by the community, saddled with the assessment of the golf course project. The committee said it looked into Owu's farmers' complaints and assessed the damages done to various crops during the grading of the land, and recommended adequate compensation to each individual farmer for damaged crops. Mr. Nwoko told Premium Times that he had complied with the recommendation of the committee and had compensated 17 families whose land were affected. He promised to send this reporter receipts of payment, but he failed to do so despite being reminded multiple times. More revelations, guys. Mr. Nwoko has since diverted the 90 hectares he requested for the building of an international golf course as the land for the construction of Star University. This negates the community report. The incumbent president sued for peaceful settlement and Mr. Nwoko's compliance with the due process rather than using force on the people.
I am appealing to the president to come and help us. We are in trouble. Ned Nwoko is using the police to bully us. I have received calls from family members threatening me. My life means nothing and is worthless if my people, like Obi Ajuru, a 87-year-old man, can be treated the way he was treated last week by Ned and his cohorts. And Ejimofo, Prince Ejimofo, was arrested. President Buhari, I know you have so much on your plate, but come and bail us, come and help you. We are part of your people.
Thanks for seeing Ross throughout this video, guys. This is Peasy Vibes, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.